I think I got it. The best way to describe this movie would be Paranormal Activity meets American Horror Story Murder House. Filler episodes. That's this movie. Presence is the second of two movies that come out this weekend, brought to us by Neon Studios, and let's be honest, this is a movie that you probably had no idea was even coming out. It's a supernatural-ish found footage, not really kind of horror movie. At least that's what it was kind of marketed as in the trailers, but it's not really a horror movie. One person dies, two people die in the movie in a very stupid way. It's not really horror. The number one question, is the movie good? Well, no, I can't say it is. Sorry, guys. Like, I'm gonna be honest, this is a movie that I was pretty interested in from the first trailer I saw. That could look like it was a found footage movie dealing with this family, some type of ghost haunted house movie, and everyone was hyping it up as a haunted house movie, the best haunted house movie come out this year, all 3 weeks of it. I'm back from seeing the movie and I'm just like, it had an interesting story. The story was there, but it didn't go nowhere with the story. It was kind of like, yeah, I got an interesting story to tell. What's the story? Let's not waste no more time. Here are the good and bad on why the movie Presence is about in theaters right now. Let's just say, when I saw it, my theater was like full of two people, including me. And there's a reason why for it. Here we go. The adding of the movie, I'm not going to go off on naming any of the characters' names or any of the actors' names. I don't know them, but I'm just saying that the characters, the family, I felt that they had an interesting dynamic because the story was trying to convey this like drama and in detail within them. You could tell right off rip, like, okay, this family really dealing with some shit. It did feel like a real family that was dealing with like the death of somebody, and it's like, okay, we're dealing with the dad's trauma, how the daughter's processing it, how the mom processing it, how the son processing it, and it was interesting to watch unfold. I'm just saying, like, that's the interesting part. That's about where the intrigue ends. Like, this movie is very character-ish, story-driven, even though it's not really a story. Okay, plot the movie more or less. What the movie about? Okay, more or less, you got this family who moves into this house, but there's this presence. Hence the name of the title, is in the house with them, is kind of just watching and observing their day-to-day lives, but you could tell that something's really wrong with this family until, you know, the ghost starts doing weird things to get the daughter to recognize that, hey, you're in a haunted house movie. And that's kind of like where the movie that's what it's about. It's just, you are the ghost in first person watching this family just do mundane things as they process their trauma. That's it. Approach the movie, like I said, the way the movie is shot and executed is good because it's all in that found footage first person type view where it's like a point of view shot and you're just going around the house seeing different characters, different layouts of the house. Like, you really are following this family from start to finish, and I do like that because it invites us as the audience to really get intrigued and get attached to this family, see what they're dealing with. And I did like that. It was interesting, but again, it's just kind of like, as good as that is, there are lots of moments where it's also just like the family is just kind of like just talking, or they're not doing nothing particularly interesting. But also, there was this one character got introduced. I don't know if he was a friend or I don't know what he was, but let's just say this character got introduced, and at first I couldn't make heads or tails of him, but by the time the movie wrapped up, his character brought the whole house of cards down. And that will get to the bad part of the movie. The bad part, I could definitely say, is the second half, because as soon as the parents leave, because it's a poltergeist movie, of course, parents got to leave sometime so we can ramp up that, you know, suspenseful poltergeist shit, so that way the house can really go from, you know, oh, just some of the trophies fell, to full force like DEFCON 4, yeah, just demon terrorizing the house and shit. That doesn't happen. I'm just saying that's what happens when the parents leave in a haunted house movie. When that happened, this character got on the scene, and then he started turning into a full-fledged, like, Norman Bates villain, and it just brought the whole thing down because he starts explaining things that you kind of didn't necessarily need it to be explained. It's one of the things that's like, it was better for the audience to kind of just like piece it together. Like, the movie didn't have to hold our hands, and the ending was just crap. That's my long-winded way of saying the ending was not good. The ending just happens, and then it's just over, and you feel so unfulfilled because it's just like that first half felt like we was going somewhere. We were telling an interesting story with these characters. Then it's like halfway through, it was like, well, we don't have any more story left to tell. So let's kind of just wrap it up real quick. And now it's wrapped up. At the end of the day, Presence was a movie that I promise you probably didn't even know was even coming out. It's definitely one of those haunted house movies that's not even haunted. It's a very interesting story, character-driven movie. Characters are interesting enough. Like I said, it's a movie that if you were to watch it and you give it a chance, you'll have a good time with it. You'll get hooked. You'll get intrigued. Like, okay, the story being told, I can see it. But I'm just telling you, once you get to that halfway point, you're just like, oh, this is not as good as I thought it was. Crap. Facebook got me again. That being said, I hate to say it, but I'm going to be real with you guys. Like I always am. I'm going to say that Presence is probably a movie that you can just go ahead and skip it. Presence in theaters, and now you're going to see it. You're not going to see it. Type below. Let me know your thoughts on it. Hope you guys have a great, safe weekend. See you guys next week for more videos. Always subscribe. Until next time.